Chapter 15. Fix This Damn Piano. The concert band had almost 100 members when I joined in 1969, but was down to just over 20 in 1972 as the Vietnam War wound down. Everybody was talking about the latest Army policy of early outs. You could get out up to 3 months early. Everybody that could took advantage of that option, of course. We were all giddy to have so many short-timers, everybody but the officers and sergeants. The draft had been abolished, so many months went by when the band got no new blood to replace the dwindling numbers. Mr. Amy was gone in that final chapter, retired to the life of an alcoholic, leaving the remains of a failed band experience behind. And now, Mr. Jones was our new CO. Mr. Jones was a very classy, very black jazz enthusiast. He actually made his uniform look high class. What was left of the once grand symphonic concert band had become a ragtag flotsam and jetsam of a college pep marching band. Mr. Jones would reluctantly rehearse that little marching band every day on Sousa and such because we still had to play for the mandatory weekly bullshit ceremonies on bass. But what Mr. Jones really loved was big band music. Stan Kenton, Duke Ellington kind of stuff. Surprisingly, very surprisingly, the few remaining musicians responded well to this, and we ended up playing big band jazz well. We put a pretty good screaming big band on stage for a couple of months in 1972. Mr. Jones insisted that everyone must now perform in the band. Before he came along, there were numerous, maybe as many as 5, administrators who had been brought in as musicians in the band, but did not play with the band as far as I knew. They had auditioned their way into the band, but were only there to get out of combat in Vietnam. They were the paper pushers. Mr. Jones was saddled with the task of putting a band together under these dire circumstances. Many of the best musicians were gone, and the pool of resources was getting smaller every day. So he insisted that everyone had to play, regardless. It was quite a shock to discover that Sam, one of the admins that I had seen every day sitting at the front desk doing paperwork, was actually one of the finest screech trumpet players I would ever come to sit next to in a band. When he first pulled his trumpet out of the case, we had all figured some really pathetic tones would come out. But what we heard were screaming lead trumpet sounds like Maynard Ferguson. It turned out that Sam had been a professional trumpet player in various strip clubs in Baltimore in the evenings. For his last 3 months in the Army band, he went on to become a stalwart of that band. His playing inspired us so much. Ray DiPiazza, our piano player, was extremely frustrated. The electric Wurlitzer that he was assigned to play in the big band had several broken notes and an amplifier that would cut out sporadically. He had put in numerous requisitions to have it repaired. "Fix this damn piano," he would grouse. One day at the end of a gig, in exasperation, he just dropped it, actually threw it, off the stage, down about 6 feet onto a cold concrete floor. Who would know that a Wurlitzer had so many little pieces? Ray had a shiny, new electric Roland piano for our very next gig.